I'm impressed, Jen. Your career is turning out to be meteoric. You're at the helm of one of the most influential pharmaceutical companies in the world. And you've accomplished it all in the blink of an eye.
My wish is still a long way from coming true. This is just the beginning. Let's keep going.
Of course. But first, I need some more details to continue writing your story.
Ask me anything. I was part of the deal.
Let's see. Oh, look. Sad and lonely little Jen. What did your parents do?
They were researchers. My voice, it kinda got stuck in something. Virologists. That word always gets me. The most brilliant and celebrated in their field.
I sense that you admired them a great deal, even though they were always so busy. They never had eyes for quiet Jen.
I never held that against them. Not once. I am what I am, thanks to them. Science requires a cool head and sacrifice.
Speaking of sacrifices, the pet you had never became the apple of your eye, did it?
Pets were for other children. For me, those animals were experimental subjects. Empathy just gets in your way.
Did you also learn that from your parents?
That's enough. I have nothing further to say on this topic.
No problem. I already have all I need to continue. Let's see. Coldness and cruelty. Now that's a good start. Tell me, Jen, as an expert on the subject, which ingredient will work best in the machine? Coldness, fear frozen, the flame will take an extra cycle to grow in size, fear spreads fat, cruelty, no quarter will be given. Yeah, let's increase our fear spread. If we can increase our fear spread, we can snowball faster and get our pumps out so that we can deal with the increased need for our, the oleum? Yeah. Now, let's get on with the story. To consolidate her power in her new position, the young and ambitious Jen needed a dramatic turn of events. But how could she get all of Europe hooked on Phaedra's products? So health addicts of how Jen Hammond at the helm of Phaedra Farm made its pharmaceutical products the top sellers in all of Europe. So we need to get some fear or terror of pain in there. We need some terror of decrepitude in there. Okay. So that's going to be interesting. We can choose our starting agent to either be Renee again or Lifus. I think Renee is just better at this point because Renee's level 3. We can grab a Lifus early, get a Lifus up to level 3, and then see how things are going. Yeah. Our next move is to be crucial for your career, Jen. As the new CEO of all of the company's shareholders have the eyes fixed on you. Your rise has been meteoric, and you have bet heavily on these two new products, Nolopain and Relaxum. Remember that what goes up fast?
Oh, please, don't finish that sentence. If I wanted a lesson on cheap philosophy, I would have used my coin in the fortune cookie vending machine.
Fortune cookies? I think it's in bad taste for you to mention our competition. So better we talk about your competition. Not everyone looks kindly on you selling dangerous opiates, Jen. So, watch your back. To achieve your objective, you'll have to transmit your message in 3 regions, and of course keep your rivals from doing it first. The machine and its agents are now ready. Tell me, Jen, are you?
Damn it, you bet I am.
Alright, so there is Scandinavia, Germany, France, and the Balkans? Yeah, Northern Europe, Central Europe. I said Germany. That's a lot of places to call Germany. Okay. Western Europe. The Ancient Beast in Western Europe? Okay. The Boogeyman in Central Europe. Northern Europe doesn't have anything. Okay. Yeah, and here we have what? So, Western Europe is like France, Belgium, Netherlands. Is that just part of Germany? I don't know what that is. Whatever, I'm not gonna make myself look like an idiot figuring out geography here. I already make myself look like an idiot normally. Alright, so what do you need? So you have a 25 in Terror of Pain. You have also a 25 in Terror of Pain. You also have a Terror in Terror of Pain. Okay, all of them have a 25 in Terror of Pain. So that's not going to be especially helpful. The Ancient Beast is Terror of Pain, which might be nice. The Boogeyman is not Terror of Pain, so I think we should put the Terror of Pain thing here in Western Europe. Central Europe has the Boogeyman, which is probably helpful, but so whatever one is higher, so 85, we can go here in Central Europe. Northern Europe is kind of sucky. Southeast Europe has 3. Looks like Northern Europe also has 3. It's just weird with how the background is. So there's not much of a difference here whether we go with Northern Europe or Southeast Europe. I think, yeah, there's not much of a difference. Let's just go with Northern Europe, I suppose. Let's go ahead and go with dragging our seed on the map. Where do we want to start? If we start with Central Europe, we can start to immediately farm 2 different cities, which could be nice, and it'll spread to the places we need to go. Let's go ahead and start in Central... Oh, it won't let us start in Central Europe. We can go like right here. We might spread to Central Europe faster if we're near the edges, but also encompassing the city. We can see like how much we encompass the city just because it gets bigger, so we can try to go as far as possible into being a quick draw into Central Europe. The Ancient Beast. In some regions, certain legends can be transformed into local myths. A local myth is a legend that fits in with the history and traditions of the place, which makes its impact on the terror even greater. The regions where you can obtain a local myth display this icon. If you evolve the indicated legend there, the folklore of the place will transform it into a legend that is special, unique, and more powerful. Okay, so let's pause. Let's discover Paris. Place de la Concorde. In some explorations, you'll hear rumors about a particular regional story or tradition. You'll be able to use these rumors to evolve a legend to turn it into a local myth. This is Renee. I've reached the heart of Paris. It's raining. The Seine reflects the sky like a dark mirror, and the patterns of raindrops falling on the river remind me of the splashing of a drowning victim. There's no question in my mind. Today is a good day for creating fear, mistress. You heard a local rumor. They look like granite, but if you look closely, you can see them breathe. Alright. So we want to implant some oleum. We want to explore the next thing. And so the Ancient Beast is some type of occult thing. So the Boogeyman will transform into the Ancient Beast. I'm kind of confused. I think it's just the Boogeyman. We can choose whether it's the Boogeyman. No, the Ancient Beast is right here. Okay. The legend can be converted. Do a French accent. You're saying in the chat. I'll see what I can do, but that's not. But this is Renee. Renee had the sort of Scottish accent that keeps turning into a bad Irish accent instead of a good Scottish accent. We're just moving along. There's an event. The advertising campaign to introduce Phaedra Farm on the continent is ready. It's innovative and very aggressive. In a few days, everyone, including our rivals, will know that we're here, and will receive some oleum. Sick. A new event in Western Europe. Yeah, it's the one that we know. Okay, we're chilling. Alright, our fear is spreading into Central Europe as we need it. It's getting pretty close to that city. Dark night. I've been the best Christian, and now I'm dying like a dog. What has the faith done for me? An old man kneeling at the altar complains bitterly. He receives only an eloquent silence in reply. Oh, I adore it when someone unmasks our competition like that, master. We receive some destiny. You have heard a local rumor. Half demon. Alright, we're gonna want to upgrade this, so we're gonna need some occult, so we're gonna need some visions. And let's go ahead and extract. We unlocked a card plus 20 to the values of the form legend. Maybe? That seems kind of good, actually. Plus 1 to an agent strength, gets plus 2 units for each essence implanted in the region. Let's go ahead and grab the storyteller. And that means that we can hold on to that probably for our Central Europe plans. Or not our Central Europe plans, our Northern Europe plans might be better to hold on to that with. Alright. Now we need to get our second agent out as soon as possible. We can upgrade this. They dominated the planet millions of years ago, so we can go with mutation maybe. Other than that, yeah, mutation might be the best way to go with here. Nest probably works. Let's go with nest instead. Yeah, now we're looking at the nest. And they disappeared from it before humans existed. The attacks on livestock continue. Area ranchers claim the cattle disappeared as if by magic. Alright, our terror of pain is growing in the region because of that. That's sick. We got some of that. Oh, we have enough rumors to keep leveling. We didn't need to do that then. God, that's bad. That's upsetting. It's fine. We're kind of chilling with our Western Europe stuff. I feel like if we just keep going with that, we have enough rumors. It might be time just to explore this next location and get prepared to get it ready to become a pump. What's cooking in the European pharmaceutical market? Rumors of imminent major changes focus the attention of investors. Alright, we're gonna discover Berlin. Reichstag. Ooh, the Reichstag. I arrive in Berlin on a sunny morning and take refuge in the shade of the Reichstag. Few buildings have a past as rich in fire, tragedy, fear, and pain. Did I have to tell you that? I feel very much at home in the city, mistress. Of course you do, Renee. We can start to implant something. I don't know what I would implant, really. I kind of just want to put a legend in here. What legend? They want the boogeyman over there, so let's get the boogeyman in there. Messages of the wall. Oh, sick. Another brick in the wall. If I get close to any of these stones, I can still feel the cold, the night sirens, and the barbed wire. It's thrilling. I'm before one of the greatest monuments erected to fear in the 20th century. An old soldier with 2 rusty medals on his uniform comes up to talk to me. I can talk to the soldier Schumann. I hate Christmas because that's when that monster comes with a sack. Sick. We're gonna get Krampus all up on these fuckers. Let's see about implanting fear. No fear yet. We can talk to Schumann. For years I watched from the only turrets of this wall. You only knew what my eyes have seen. Got any coins, comrade? In exchange, I could tell you a tragic tale, or perhaps a good war story. So I can get some destiny for some oleum, I can receive some blood for some oleum. Let's go ahead and wait on that, because I do not care. He only has 200 days, let's see. Alright, here, and they disappeared from it before humans existed. We can go with mutation again, I guess. No bonus, it's bad for me. Wait a minute, are you sure they disappeared? Mountain Climbers Association declares the Central Highlands a high-risk zone. What some of our buddies swear they've seen up there would make you think we've gone mad. Alright, we can also level up this. We're gonna get this. Kidnapping from the boogeyman, I think, is a good one. 4, 5, 6. I enter your room and play my tricks. What are children afraid of? Reason study investigates their fears. Supernatural creatures and night terrors top the list of the scariest things. There's no fear in Berlin still? I don't believe you. There we go. Fear. Catacomb, City of the Dead. It smells of earth and dampness. Hundreds of anonymous skulls line the path. This place is like a gigantic, dark, and fascinating underground cathedral, mistress. Behind me I hear the voice of the poisonous widow emerging from the shadows. You can talk to the poisonous widow. Thanks, poisonous widow. Last great fire, it was no accident. It was them. I have to go see what she wants. The poisonous widow. Ooh, if we +5 to all terrors in the region, that's kind of silly. I think a lucky card is probably better, though. Paris is a spiderweb whose center lies in this crypt. I'm the one who spins the threads of its desires, of its nightmares. If you're generous with me, I'll help you. I could manipulate the dreams of the city's inhabitants, or we could leave things up to fate. Which do you prefer? I think I'm choosing fate. Clicks for chilling. Ooh, we can get a Lifus back. Alright, we have a Lifus back. That's sick as hell. Lifus, I'm gonna ask you to go ahead and finish up our explorations over here. Oh, okay, whatever, it's fine. We'll send you to the event after you're done exploring. It looks like we might be able to get a thing up there when we're ready. Can we use that yet? No, we can't. Now we can. Get a lucky card. I move the threads of life and death, says the poisonous widow, but fate is capricious as the dance of a speck of dust in my web. Go ahead, let's try your luck. Alright. Ends a work cycle. I don't know what that... I think that just means that we can do something really fast. It's just gonna... Oh, it's just gonna be one cycle, so I can't do, like, multiple cycles. Okay. Gateless gates. Located at one end of I don't know how to pronounce that. Parisier Platz. The size of the Brandenburg Gate is at odds with its real use. A gate that can't be closed and which leads nowhere. I walked through it just before leaving and I confirmed my suspicions. The world is exactly the same on both sides. Alright. The world is the same. Let's go see your backstory real quick. The Eternal Fire. It was a time of plague, famine, and war. Desperation was widespread, and it reached a point where our bodies no longer mattered. We cared only about the eternal life of our souls. They said at the end of life, only an abyss or a stairway awaits us. Okay. There we go. Unpredictable. We can neutralize the event with blood. We can apply the frozen state for 90 days. Halt your, stops all the regions led. No, we're not going to do that. We're going to neutralize it by going over to this guy saying, hey, give me some blood. Sick. Have you heard the tale of the lovers kept apart by the wall? They had facing windows and grew up gazing at each other in silence. They fell in love without exchanging a single word until one night. I'll tell you how it ends some other time, comrade. Alright, so we got some blood. That's nice. Let's go ahead and level up our boogeyman. Colt, maybe. Knight is probably the better one. Seven, 8, 9. Any child in my sack is mine. We had to bring her home from camp. She swears she saw that thing about to come in through the dormitory window to take her away. So Clean Europe Foundation, head Julie LaCroix, founder and president, 50 years of age. Description: ultra-conservative French movement with great influence all over the continent. It has important political and economic contracts thanks to the charisma of its founder, a wealthy aristocrat whose family, in her words, is descended from Louis XVI. Objective: to preserve traditional European values and, for some reason, ending the importation of opioids. Has also become part of its agenda. Okay. We're going to need to start infiltrating that soon. In other news, let's go grab some blood as fast as possible. And we can go ahead and use that over in Northern Europe, I suppose. That didn't work. Oh, maybe we need to use it on actual legend. Let's wait for this person to finish. Welcome to the continent, my dear. I have 2 pieces of advice for you. First, remember that in the civilized world, we drive on the right side of the road. And second, I do not like those things you're selling one bit, nor the many other influential people. So go back to your islands. I take note of the advice, or should I say, the threat. You people keep cleaning my Europe, and I'll keep doing my job. Alright, discovering Oslo. Laden ships enter and leave the docks. The port of Oslo smells of salt, damp, and toil. And when we're done, we'll smell our fear, chaos, and desperation.
Whoever said Northern Europeans didn't know how to have fun? Let's get to work, mistress.
First, let's implant some oleum. Then we're gonna implant our thing that we need, which is a fear of decrepitude. So chemtrails would be good. Homicidal nurse is fine. Let's go with chemtrails. Chemtrails is chill. Let's go ahead and use our storyteller on chemtrails. That's all good. Let's go ahead and neutralize the event. We discovered that armed individuals were planning to disrupt operations at our warehouse, mistress, and they seemed well organized. Well, not anymore. Okay, that's all good. Let's level this up. I've done badly here. Let's maybe try airplane. Sick. New Jurassic terrors. Dr. Boer, cryptozoology expert. Many animals we thought were extinct may not be in reality. Just because we don't see them doesn't mean they don't exist. Old nightmares in flesh and stone, the cathedral gargoyles.
I'm interested in Julie LaCroix's origins. That story about Louis XVI sounds fishy to me. All the birth certificates from the pre-computer era are stored in the old local notary office. Notary clerk watches over the room while smoking a foul-smelling cigarette. I can see the room with the archives in the back. Poke around the archives. I sneak in easily and search for the birth certificate of Julie LaCroix, president of Clean Europe. I've got it. Mistress, the document proves that her biography is totally invented. Her family immigrated here and her parents were as poor as church mice. I wonder where her current fortune comes from then.
Okay. We've got her ass. Alright, the black dog. We want something. 2 red flashes light up the darkness. Flesh is probably good. Savage is probably good. Forest it might be good. Let's go with savage for right now. Cattle screams are bone chilling. Wow, no animal known to man could have done that. Yeah. So true. Yeah, we messed up a little. Opera house. I sneak into the dressing room just before a concert. Alvin Short, the famous jazz trumpeter, is in the bathroom at the moment. He left his trumpet on the table and, in the ashtray, a hand-rolled cigarette that gives off an intense, sweet smell. We can try the cigarette. Yeah, let's try the cigarette. I take a couple of drags and I see myself improvising elegant scales before an admiring audience, and I feel very happy. Do you think life gives second chances to people like us, Master? When I wake up lying on the sidewalk, whoever kicked me out of the theater has already answered my question. Discovering Warsaw. A street musician plays a piece by Chopin at the entrance to the park. It's a national treasure. The song was called Tristesse in its day, he tells me. We adore this melody. Now I know the inhabitants of Warsaw will bow down to us, mistress. What does this guy want? Hello again, comrade. If you want to know the ending of the Lover's Tale, you'll have to give me some coins. Tell me, how do you want it to end? It could have a violent conclusion, or a spooky ending, so we can receive blood, or we can receive visions. We're chilling. Do we make war, not love? The tourist guide tells us that this building is the site of the annual award ceremony for the Nobel Peace Prize, which was created by a man who got disgustingly rich by selling gunpowder and dynamite. I think we'd get along with this Alfred fellow, mistress. Clone Purity. The Clean Europe Foundation occupies an immense, modern, multi-story building. Dozens of beaming young volunteers, all of them white and all clones, walk up and down its halls briskly. I stop at the entrance to the restrooms. Under the noise, I can hear someone with a very high-pitched voice sobbing behind one of the 2 doors. Explore the men's room, explore the women's room. Renee, might as well go to the women's. Inside the restroom, I find a group of volunteers hunched over the sink. One of them turns around, looks at me, and exclaims with a manic smile, "Hooray for Clean Europe! Boom! Clean and young, clean and healthy! Boom, boom!" And she bursts into noisy laughter as she wipes white powder from her nose. Okay. With that all done, Renee, I need you to go grab some pop immediately. And then we're gonna level up the boogeyman. In the boogeyman, religion, maybe, because it's like a Krampus thing. Religion could work. Let's go with religion. Nope, okay. That's fine. The song would have worked. I should have gone with song. They were doing a song the whole time. What do I do with her? She's been like this for nights on end. She'll get over it. Remember how we used to hear those same stories when we were little? Alright, and it's gonna become Krampus. Getting something down, getting a refinery down in Southeast Europe is probably good. What is that, like? I was gonna say Prague, that's not right. What is that? Budapest? I don't know, I'm dumb. No, that's like in... It's in Bulgaria, isn't it? I don't know what that is. Alright, let's grab that. Let's level you up. Second fiddle. In every competition, in every gallery, at every auction, I always got second billing. Does anyone remember at the second best artist in Florence after Michelangelo? Me neither. When can I mess with them? We still have a while before they are there where we need to mess with them. Hundreds of young Foundation volunteers walk about. Restrooms, go to the men's room. Enter the bathroom and find teenage Raoul sobbing inside one of the stalls. Coordinators are always yelling at me. They scream at me and insult me all day long, and I can't take it anymore. Plus, they threaten to call the Loyola Club boys if I tell anyone about it. Poor kid. By the way, what's the Loyola Club, mistress? Clean Europe leaders abusing 15-year-olds? Raoul's testimony is likely to interest the press. We don't have any of that going down, so we need to grab some of that somewhere. We need to implant politics in one of our cities. We don't have anything implanted here. City Hall, might as well implant politics there. That makes sense to me. Let's go ahead. That we're sticking. Let's go with flesh for right now. And there's nothing you can do to protect them. Locals still haven't found the creature that caused all those deaths, but they nicknamed it the Dog from Hell. Central Europe is done. Sick. Side effects. Addictive potential. Destroy this immediately. Damn. Oh wait, can we do this? Yeah, we can neutralize the event. The sudden mistrust of public transportation alarms the authorities. Bus stops in the entire region are practically deserted. Alright, we're exploring Bucharest. That is the place. Okay, that makes sense. I'm in the oldest part of the city of Bucharest. I hear a local say that, under these ruins, the exquisite and divine Vlad Tepes formed his court. I get excited hearing that. What better omen could receive us in this corner of Europe, mistress? Can we mess with this? We might be able to. Lies about Julius LaCroix's family origin dominate the society pages these days. Miss LaCroix has no comment. Summer camp movement has been neutralized. Everything all right, dear? I hear that you and your people are having a rough time adapting to the continent. It would be a shame if anything bad were to happen. You were persistent, but not unreasonable. Your two products conflict somewhat with the interests of certain very important people whom I represent. Stop selling them, and the harassment will end. I'm curious. I don't understand how my business could interfere with your activities, Miss LaCroix. Oh, come on. The rumors I hear about you from England tell me that you're very well informed. Seeing you play dumb with me just sets off my alarms even more. We'll talk again, my dear. You put Mary on an alert. Her movements will now expand faster. Wah, wah, wah. Sucks to suck. Alright, there we go. The old quarter. Black acetate. I take a stroll through the narrow streets. A record plays through an open window, and I hear the chorus of a song. Fear is man's best friend. Oh yeah, fear is man's best friend. I don't recognize the singer, but it doesn't matter. Some people are born with the ability to explain the world with just a couple of chords, mistress.
Let's go ahead and level you up. Who is this? This is Elias, right? In the middle of the night, someone threw a burning torch into my house. You are an ally of the devil, and I curse you for all of time, sorcerer. Just a few hours earlier, and at his request, I had revealed the destiny of his lineage to him. Oh, I didn't mean to go there. I meant to look at what I'm seeing here. Yeah, the burning. Let's go level this. So chemtrails, LED, brain, god. Brain makes sense. Maybe let's hold off on the brain. Let's stick with air first. Use invisible insecticides so the bugs never see it coming. Experts say the lines we see in the sky are condensation trails, although some critical voices claim otherwise. Go with that. So what will we need? The homicidal nurse is probably going to cost me quite a lot of heart, or blood, so let's grab some blood. That's a soldier for a violent ending. One night, the man tried to climb over the barbed wire in the section of the wall I was guarding, and I had to shoot him full of bullets. And ever since, like a curse, I feel the eyes of his beloved watching me in silence from every window and every balcony of the city. Alright, so that one is that. We're going to get the politics to take it down soon. Alright, let's chill out. You're good to level. Let's go ahead and do it. Exquisite corpses. Getting rid of the competition wasn't hard. The chaos of artists' lives means that no one looks too deeply into the causes of their deaths. The sweet smell of posterity made me salivate, so I filled the city with exquisite corpses. Interesting. Western Europe is all good. Bittersweet pills. Jen, your parents. There's been a terrible accident. Damn. Rip. Double blind. And in the eyes of God, all sin is seen and judged. Damn. I wonder what sin did that. Minus fair to 5 to all terrors in the region. Alright, we need to go investigate that real quick. We got some of the politics we need. Finally, a new thing. +2 to an agent's stealth, -1 to an agent's strength, add +5. Yeah, I think we can start changing our Renee so that, or not our Renee, this would be for our other guy. For our Eliphas. Alright, Eliphas. You are here to infiltrate. I reached the door of the Loyola Club. An old Oh wait, this is a strength thing. This is bad. I messed that up. I tried to open the door, but it's so heavy. Yeah, I messed that up. I didn't realize that was strength, and I ruined your chances. I'm sorry. Alright, Eliphas, let's go in there. Got what I needed. Let's go ahead and break that down with verbal abuse. Clean Europe leaders fired over volunteer bullying scandal. The Foundation's activities will be affected temporarily. Large protest march has been broken. With that broken, let's go ahead and put some fallen innocents up here in Northern Europe. Alright, we've investigated the event. So -5 to all terror in the region. Unlocks a new rival incursion, or your rival obtains more funds. Okay. Yeah, I think maybe let him act. Reducing our terrors in Central Europe, I think is fine for right now. What can I get you to do? Well, we're gonna go here. Time for your social... Yeah, the homicidal nurse. I think poison is gonna be a good one. These doctors don't know what you need. Teaser for the Nursing Home from Hell premieres on the 19th of December. So I'm just gonna lose stuff. So I think I need to send probably you there to infiltrate. Figure that out. Warning, something changed in one of the regions where you'd already transmitted your message. Now the requirements are no longer met. You should check with the requirement is no longer filled, solve the issue, and then transmit that message again. Alright, it'll be fine. With fear at the maximum level, the population begins to panic, +1 to essence extraction. Sick. We're one of the most profitable companies in the world, so we can neutralize the event for a little less than they were going to take from us anyway. Okay. Judging from its outward appearance, the old club seems to have been abandoned decades ago. The strains of music that become audible when you get close enough to make me think just the opposite. So I start looking for an emergency exit and find a heavy rusted iron door in a back alley. I'm forcing open the door. I force the door open and go in. In the main room, I see hundreds of people with shaved heads jumping up and down around a punk band. In another room, I find dozens of weapons, traces of cocaine, and a box bearing the Clean Europe logo being used to store ammunition. It's clear who's paying for all this. The question is, why? Paramilitary groups, baby! We can upgrade the Black Dog, or we can upgrade the Fallen Innocents, I think. Let's go ahead and go with... so the Fallen Innocents, Massacre, maybe, probably. Oh, shit, no. Level up. Proceed with the operation. That's an order. Strange night noises. The neighbors tell of wails, screams, and explosions, and they rate them to tragic events of the last Great War. Alright, we grab some Gaia. Let's go ahead, increase the chemtrails thing. Chemtrails, LEDs might be able to help. Leather, stairs, motorcycle, gold, brain, god, mustache, secret. Secret probably works. And do it quick and clean so that the bugs don't suffer unnecessarily. When we breathe in that poison, we feel confused, depressed, listless, and that makes us easier to control. National Anti-Chemtrails Association spokesperson. We can grab Northern Europe. Incurable pain. Pedro Farms profits skyrocket, and victims of opioid overdoses reach record numbers. And like, the new Clean Europe video campaign kicks off an exponential increase in number of views. Let's not mess with that right now, because we might be able to win in like a second. So like, let's just hold off until that gets a little bit more dangerous. And there's nothing you can do to protect them. Let's maybe try forest, I guess. Become an expert on the collective unconscious. Young's dream. Sick. These attacks shouldn't surprise us, considering that we're destroying their natural habitat. Oh no. We're gonna need to shift in some way. Let's go down the ladder. You arrive at the ladder out of breath. I'm sorry. I'm now like freaking out. When I go down, I reach the tunnel made of adobe. Steel is part of the sewer system. The ceiling is given way, and I see bones and shreds of clothing from the historic cemetery on the surface sticking out. I've lost the detective, but I'm looking at Dante-esque tableau. Okay, so ex-volunteer form. This one, you are probably pretty good at that one. I say do that. This is looking bad. Let's go mess with the paramilitary groups in Warsaw. I think we just wait. I don't think there's much we can do but wait for right now. Like, we can remove this legend and put it down here, but eh. Jen, I'm going to level with you. I couldn't care less what your company does or doesn't do in Europe. You can destroy the continent for all I care, but Relaxum and Nolopain are in conflict with the interests of certain very influential and dangerous people whom I represent. Please, if you don't stop this, they'll go after you first, and then they'll come for me. We can come to an agreement. No, fuck you. I'm getting my things out. Well, in that case, you need to find new friends, Mr. LaCroix. And what happened to your concern for the physical and moral health of our youth? You're playing with fire, you spoiled little brat. Believe me, I got more experience than you in shady dealings. Sooner or later, you always run into someone less scrupulous than you at the end of the road who manages to stop you. Mark my words. Alright, you've done something. I re-entered the tunnel where the detective who was telling us took refuge. After roaming the sewer systems, passageway, and pipes for a short time, I reached the bottom of the ladder with fresh footprints on it. We're gonna go up it. I get to an abandoned space the detective uses as a hideout. There's no trace of him. I poke around in things and discover that he's carrying out a parallel investigation of Clean Europe. Maybe he's not so green. Find an extremely revealing dossier. Clean Europe and laundering of drug trafficking money. We've got their asses. Alright, so Clean Europe is going to be decimated soon enough. I think I have to get rid of it. I have to move it over. I messed up. It's bad. But now Central Northern Europe I need to wait for that, which is upsetting. Former collaborators of Clean Europe have created a private forum where they share what they experienced during their time working for the Foundation. Invitation is required, but I can try to sneak in, mistress. Go ahead. Anonymous dirty laundry. We need a lot of pop to deal with that. Alright. Let's grab some pop then. Alright, I'm here to beat Europe first. Let's go kill you with your money laundering. Also Clean Europe, the scandal foundation that implicating the continent's political and economic elites. I want to kill them. I'm just here to kill them for fun. I've got to go, Miss Hammond. I'm leaving the continent immediately because I have to take care of some matters that came up unexpectedly. Clean Europe is history now, and if I'm not careful, I will be too. I no longer have any doubt that the rumors about you that reached me from England were true. I doubt we'll see each other again. Goodbye, my dear. I wish you fall from grace as vast as your ambition. Your rival has been defeated. Alrighty. Now let's win the game. So Brain is maybe... Rural is definitely a good one. Why haven't I done that one yet? Pest control experts. The political elite are in on it. Is in on it. The multinationals are in on it. The super rich are in on it. What? Female Joe Rogan? Okay. Yeah, you're back. I'm a little stuck because I think I messed up a little bit too much, and now it's difficult to find a way to succeed in this game. I might be soft locked. I have to figure out what to do. This will help us if we get a bunch of heart. Okay, that's gonna help us win. Oh, they're both ready to level up. The artist of the moment. Then success arrived. My work sold the best. My face was on all the magazine covers. The art world crowned me as a genius, and I believed it. May the whole world remember me. I toasted with the most expensive champagne, surrounded by unknown faces. My tongue is the flame. I had to leave my village. I continued drifting behind my eyelids with God, and was able to see the future. And in the coldness of exile, people began to listen to me. With the heat of my words, I started a fire. There we go. Alright, that should be the end of the game now. That should have won it for us. Okay, that was a little annoying. I have to be better in the future about understanding what keywords to use, because that really soft-locked me there a little bit.